You got to get up at like 3 a.m. or something. Next, you look like a medium here. The foolishness starts in the airport, man. You may or may not know it, but the first place you go after leaving recruiting station is MEPS. You like leave the recruiting station and then you go to MEPS pretty much. Then from there you go to like doing the staying at the hotel thing, like the early morning, like going through the medical exams and all that. I'm gonna make a whole video on that process because that's a whole long other different process. But in total, like from where you go, it's from like your crib to the recruiting station to MEPS to reception, and then basic training. Because of reception, there's basically 2 day zeros. I know it's kind of confusing, but there's a day 0 of reception, which is like your first day on the Army base, like your first day inside the gates. That's like the day you're gonna wake up in civilian clothes, like regular clothes, and then at the end of the night, at the end of that day, you're gonna be in Army uniform, Army PT specific. That day you wake up in regular clothes in your house, and then that day you go to bed in Army PTs in a green basic training bed. This is like pretty much is the recruiter handoff. Like it's your recruiter giving you to the Army. But this day, it's not day 0 of your actual basic training. Like your actual basic training is gonna be after reception, but you're technically still at basic training, if you get what I'm saying. So basically, so you can see like how the day went for me. I'm gonna give you like my first day from like my first day of the reception. So several weeks out, my recruiter gave me this date. It wasn't like a surprise. It wasn't like pop up like, hey, you gotta leave in 2 days. It was like he gave me the date like several weeks out, and it was like, this is the date that you're gonna ship out. It was June 3rd 2019, specifically at 10 a.m. That was the day that I got to get to the recruiting station and ship out. Pretty much here's how that day went. That night before, I had already said goodbye to my pops because he was gonna be working at that time, so I said bye to him. And then that morning I woke up at like 8 a.m. ish and just pretty much had like a normal day, you know, ate breakfast, got ready and everything. And then we had to be at the recruiting station at 10 a.m. like I said. So my mom and my brother drove me to the recruiting station. We got there like 10 a.m. Met up with my recruiter, and yeah, it was just pretty much we just sitting there talking, just talking about like how the process is gonna work and everything. Basically, it's me and there's like a few other people in the recruiting station who shipped out that day. In the recruiting station, there's some people who are going to MEPS for the first time for the medical examination, and then there's some people who's going to MEPS to go to basic. So all of us was in there, we're just chilling, like yapping or whatever. Some of them are like going for their medical exam, and then there's people like us, like we're going for our first day of basic training. But everybody got to go to MEPS regardless. Anyways, yeah, so my mom dropped me off. She was still there because she was waiting to the van, but this is like the last few hours with them. So she just in the recruiting station, we're just talking about everything, and then the vans pull up. Once the vans pull up, you gotta get on the van, bro, and that's it. You gotta go. So yeah, I said goodbye to them. You know, this was like an emotional moment for a whole bunch of other people. Like, well, shit, me too, but it's like an emotional moment because like it's like the last time you're gonna see your parents. Like, you're basically moving out the house right there. So the last time you're gonna see your parents for a few weeks until graduation, and then after that, like you moved out the house. Or at least that's how it was in my case. Everybody's saying like bye to their parents. You get on the van and it's literally like it's like a movie, man. Like you get on the van after we hugged them. So like so I hugged my mom, and then she started like tearing up a little bit right there. And I was like, no, don't do that, because then you're gonna end up making me tear up, and I gotta, like, you know what I'm saying, I gotta get on the van, I gotta get right, I gotta get focused and everything. So yeah, so I hugged her, and then I just heard like a little sniffling or whatever, and then my little brother there too, and he I thought he was good. I thought he was good at first, and then I just seen him go like this, and I was like, oh look, y'all, I can't be doing that, bro. Come on, I gotta, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, so yeah, I hugged him, hopped in the van, and it was literally like a movie. Like I'm like waving to them out the window as the van drives off, and they just, like, you know, like when they do in the movies, like when the train is leaving and the person just like waving until they can't see him no more. Like that's literally how it went. So yeah, so I'm in the van. At this point it's like 10:30ish or whatever. All of us are in the van that's going to MEPS from that recruiting station, and then we're heading to recruiting station was in Columbus, my hometown, Columbus, Georgia. We're going from Columbus to Atlanta MEPS, and then from there we're gonna go to basic training. So, or reception of basic training. Thing that is weird about mine is like my basic training was in Fort Benning. So if you know Fort Benning is basically in Columbus. So I had to go from Columbus up to Atlanta and then back down to Columbus to go to Fort Benning, which is right there. And a lot of people are like, why didn't they just send you directly to? It's because you have to go to MEPS. Like that's where you ship out from. So you have to go to your recruiting station, MEPS, and then MEPS ships you to your actual basic training. Van leaves, wave goodbye to them, and they take us to the hotel. We're gonna stay the night. Like, you know how MEPS do it, like stay at that hotel, and then you got to get up at like 3 a.m. or something, and you got to start your MEPS day at like 4 a.m. something crazy like that. I got there, and you know what I'm saying, you with all the people and everything. And this is my second time there, because you go one time for like your medical to make sure you like medically good, and then you go again for like, they do like one last medical check, one last like sign on the paperwork, and then that's when you like head out to basically. So this is my second one. So I've been there before, and everybody's like, you know what I'm saying, like doing their own thing in their room or outside of their room. But me, I was just like, I'm about to just chill in my room, cause like this is my last few hours of freedom pretty much. Like, I'm about to just chill in the room. I ordered some Uber Eats, I ordered some McDonald's, and I was like, I'm about to just eat this, chill, go to sleep, because I already know like we got to get up early and then start the basic training, man. So just chilled in the room. I just ate, I went to sleep. Had to get up at 3. Everybody else is like a shock to the system, but like I said, it's my second time there, so like, I already knew how the process was gonna go. Get up, and then that morning, when you get up at like that early morning, it's just like a normal MEPS day. It's just like the first time you went to MEPS. You get up early, they take you to the Atlanta MEPS. It's a whole bunch of like, it's a mix of like, so like army people and civilians, just like directing you, telling you where to go, like not really yelling, but kind of like talking to you aggressively, like telling you where to go. A whole bunch of waiting, sitting around, and you have to, even if like, so this is my second time, and that's when we're shipping out, we still have to like sit and wait the whole day like everybody else does. Like the first time you go, it's a whole day of just sitting there, medical exams and all of your paperwork, like, and it takes like a whole day. When you go back the second time, it's still just the whole day. I've just like, because like I said, it started like 4 or 5 a.m. and it doesn't end until like 4 p.m. So that whole day, you're just sitting right there, you're waiting, going through all the other like paperwork and admin stuff. At the MEPS, they split us up into 2 groups. It's people that's there for the first time, getting their medical exam, and then there's people who's there about to ship off. So I went to the about to ship off group, and we had less stuff to do, like obviously, because some of the stuff we already did. But it also meant just more waiting, because you can't just leave early. Like we just got to sit there and wait the whole day, just sitting in the chairs, bored out of our mind. And so it gets around like 4 p.m. and that's when they go to transport us from the MEPS to reception. But first we have to go to the airport to get the rest of the people that's going to Fort Benning. So they take us. This is like, at this point, it's no longer in a van, and it's in a bus. It's in a white prison bus, and you might be familiar with that. And we load in the bus, and we leave MEPS. Like everybody else, they're like about to go back home or whatever. We get in the bus and we go to Hartsfield Jackson, the airport. When we get there, we pick up like a whole bunch of other people who's going to Fort Benning. But like the way they did it is like they pulled up over there to the airport, they drop us off, and then they told us to meet at a certain spot. So like the people who flight landed, they landed, and then we pull up at the same time, and they told us all to meet at a certain spot in the airport. There's us who was like got drove there, and then there's a group of people who like who had to fly in from wherever they were coming from. All of us meet in like a certain spot. It's a little confusing, because I was just like asking like random people, like, are you here for like shipping out too? It was like, yeah. Because like you can tell us, because they make you tuck your shirt in, so you can tell us walking around, like if you look young, nervous, confused, and your shirt tucked in, it's probably somebody shipping out. But so yeah, we all grouped at like the area, like we're all like just kind of standing there in a group, just talking, and like everybody's like kind of starting to get excited, because like it's about to like happen for real now, bro. And then that's when we see a drill sergeant walking up. He walks up and he immediately, like, the foolishness starts immediately. The foolishness starts in the airport, right? Literally, like, he see us all in the group, they start yelling right away. The yelling started in the airport, right? So told us pretty much like kind of like organize us like into like a easier like group, kind of like a formation, not really a formation yet. He basically just like introduces himself, and the yelling started right away, man. He's like, you two over here, you two over here, and like literally like yelling in the airport. It's people like walking by and like seeing like what's going on, like what the heck is going on over there. It's just like a drill sergeant just yelling at us already. I just like, yo, they start before you even left. We're not even on base yet, bro. They already started. We met the drill sergeant, already started yelling, got us organized, got us in like lines or whatever, and we're just like in like a long line trying to get organized with all our paperwork inside the airport. So still, because people are walking by and they're seeing this, like, what the heck is going on right there, right? From there, we got into like our like little groups, organized this, and we load on the buses. These are the buses taking us from the airport straight to Fort Benning. Like, we're done with MEPS, and it's going straight to basic training. At this point, it's like 7 p.m., 8 p.m. at this point over there. That's when we finally load on. They literally like just tell us like, all right, from here you're going to Fort Benning. Close the doors. We're on the bus, and now this is like literally like the last few hours of freedom right here, because you can still like, you got my phone, you got your earbuds and everything, and like you're just trying to like, everybody just trying to enjoy their last few because from the airport to Fort Benning is like an hour 40 minute drive, and it's like everybody trying to enjoy like their last like hour or two of freedom before all that about to get took away. So I was just listening to music, just watching YouTube, trying to enjoy this last little hour right here. Right around 8 p.m. we start pulling up to Fort Benning, and like I knew it before anybody else because like I'm from that area. I've been on Fort Benning several times. So like I like literally look out the window and I'm seeing like my city as I'm pulling right back into it, and I'm seeing Fort Benning. I'm like, oh, yep, is it right here? And everybody's like looking out the window, like everybody's starting to like you can feel like the anxiety like building like a little bit. We get on the Fort Benning, but we don't make the usual turns like we normally do. We turn off somewhere called Sand Hill. And that's where like that's not the normal part of post, like with the PX and everything. That's the basic training. So I see like the normal part of post, and then they make a turn. It's like, yeah, no, you're not going that way. You going to Sand Hill, bro, which is where your basic training gonna be. Yeah, like I said, we get there about 8 p.m. and we pull up to 30th AG, which is the reception unit. Every like basic training post, they're gonna have a reception unit, and 30th AG is by far the worst one. I think like Fort Jackson, they got like 120th or something, but 30th, bro, you will lose your mind, bro. And it's terrible. They take, I think like the other ones, like you get to keep your phone. At 30th, they take that immediately. As soon as you get there, take that's gone, and then you're just going through the hell of reception for weeks until you go to your actual basic. We pull up there, like I said, the first thing, they immediately took our phones. Like, well, actually, hold on, let me backtrack a little bit. We pull up, the bus pulls up, it's like 8 p.m. So like the sun just pretty much, it's summertime, so the sun kind of set, but it's still kind of up, like dusk. They open the door, there's a walks up on the bus, and it's like, all right, everybody sit down, shut up, listen up, y'all about to hop off, get on like the little footprint things or whatever. Y'all about to get into like a little formation, and then we're gonna explain everything from there. Like the only other things you're gonna say from here on out is yes, drill sergeant. He hops off the bus, and he does like a little couple paperwork and everything. Everybody at this point, they were like talking and like all excited and everything. Everybody dead silent at this point. You just hear like little like whispers and murmur like. So then so we hop off the bus. They do like a little bit of yelling. Not nothing too crazy. The crazy yelling is coming in a few weeks for actual basic training, but it's a reception. So they do like a little bit of yelling, like you over here, stop being stupid over there. And then like if you like went to like the wrong area or something, like they do this at the beginning just to kind of like show that they like in control or whatever. Like they smoke us like a little quick smoke session. So it's like oh, y'all want to walk slow, everybody drop, and then it's like this is the front leaning rest position. And it's just push-ups. It's like 10, and then they tell us to get up. But I guess they do that at the beginning just to like kind of emphasize that they in control or whatever, pretty much. So yeah, they do that little quick they introduce like who they are, like how this is gonna work, and we're just standing outside with all our paperwork. From there, they bring us into a building. They bring us into the building, and it's the contraband process or whatever. So if you brought anything that you're not supposed to have, like knives or like other stuff, you can like dump that off, and it won't be held against you or whatever. But if they find that like later on in basic training, cooked. You cooked. That's why they do that first. They got like a little contraband room. You can like dump it into like a little box or whatever to get rid of anything you're not supposed to have. So yeah, we did that, and then they immediately took our phone. Took it right away. They was like, yep, everybody bring out your phone, hold it up. Took it away immediately. And then from there, like it's a whole bunch of just being told to hurry up and wait. Being told to hurry up. You're moving around. You're standing in lines. It's a mix of like the drill sergeants yelling at you and civilians yelling at you. I'm gonna get into that a little later. So yeah, it's just a whole bunch of you're already tired, but it's just a whole bunch of sitting around, standing around in long lines, getting told to go here. All right, hurry up, go here, go like do this paperwork or whatever. Fill out this. And then they also here they issue you like your first like uniforms. They issued the PT uniform, which is the black like shorts and the t-shirt. So they gave us that. The civilians are the ones who give that out. Actually, they gave they did give out this, but we didn't wear that yet. The first thing you wore is like the PTs or whatever. And the way they do it, like how they give you the size, is they look at you and then they just pretty much throw it at you. And it's just civilians doing this. Like they like you come along in the line, they're like, come on. They see you, they look at you, and they're like, okay, you look like a large here. Like see you, like all right, next, like you look like a medium here. And it's like you can't say nothing, or else like it don't matter if you say nothing. They like the civilians there, they treat you just as bad or worse than the drill sergeant there. They're like, hurry up, man, come on. They're like, they yelling at us, and it's like, yo, y'all not even in the army, bro. What's going on here, man? And the drill sergeants are seeing this, they don't care, bro. During that night, when you first get there, you're gonna be confused, you're gonna be tired, you can do a whole lot of waiting, and you're gonna be anxious because you're like, oh, I'm finally here. And you get there and you're gonna be tired because you got to think, like, I got up at 3 a.m. that day and then went to MEPS, which is a whole bunch of waiting and sitting around and pretty much the same thing. Like, the only sleep we really got was on the bus going from MEPS to reception. We got up at 3 and it's like 9 p.m. that day, and from then we've only had like 2 hours of sleep that we could get. So you're really like tired, but you're just getting told to hurry up and move this way, hurry up and go right here, sit down right here. There's no sleeping once you get there. Like, you're gonna be sitting and waiting in like little waiting chairs or whatever, and you can't sleep though. You can't sleep because it's just so much moving around and like going and getting issued this. They're like throwing gear. They give you a green laundry bag, and that's where they like issue you a whole bunch of stuff. And it's just high paced. It's just high paced, and you just tired, confused, and you just like, bro, what did I sign up for, bro? They're like going through all of that, whole lot of waiting, whole lot of getting issued stuff. It gets like it's about 11 p.m. now at this point. They make us call your parents and tell them that you're safe. So you call them, they give us like our phones just to make this call, and then they're taking it right back. So they go over to you, they give you your phone back, you make your call real quick, and then you have to give them your phone right back. So yeah, we make our little call, like, just, it has to be super brief. You gotta be like, I told them, I was like, I'm here. This is like, what did they have to say? It was like a certain thing they had to make us say. But basically, like, you just call, they want you to say you're here, you're safe, and I'm gonna hit you up in a few weeks. Pretty much that's what you have to say to them. That's all you can say. Like, you can't start talking to them like, hey, so like, how are y'all doing? Like, no, they're gonna be like, hey, like, because they're standing right there like, hey, hurry this up. And you just gotta hang up and you gotta give them the phone, and that's it for like the next few weeks. Talking to them. And then like after all that, it's about 11:50 p.m. So at this point, we're extremely tired because we've been up since, like I said, 3 that morning, got like 2 hours of sleep, and then like even like less that previous night, and then like 2 hours of sleep during that day. Yeah, at that point it's almost 3 a.m. again in a few hours. So we extremely tired. But yeah, like, so the worst part is it's 11:50 a.m. and they're finally like, all right, y'all go ahead and get ready for bed or whatever. And then they're like, wake up, it's 3 a.m. Literally 3 a.m. So it's 11:50, right? After this super long day, you got up at 3, it's 11:50. And they're like, we're getting up at 3 a.m. after you had just already did that. You can imagine like the tiredness like of that next day. You imagine the shock. Like, they told us that, and everybody like trying to like hold back their expressions. So after that long day, it's 11:50, you want to go to sleep. They finally let you go to sleep, but they're like, you're getting up at 3. Like, you think the drill sergeant didn't care. Didn't care at all, bro. As a matter of fact, somebody had asked them, because it was some people like who had to like finish some certain stuff, like with the Inprocessing or whatever. Like, some people, they went to bed at like 11:20, and it was like some people like me, like, we went to bed like 11:50. And like somebody had asked the drill sergeant, like, hey, we're going to bed kind of a little bit later than them, and they're just like, I don't care, bro. Like, they don't care, bro. It's like they don't care if you got like an hour of sleep. They don't care if they don't, bro. They're like, this is like, welcome to the army. Like, that's just how it happens now. I finally went to sleep at like 11:50, and it literally felt like I blinked. So I laid down. At this point, I'm like in the PTs now. It's like 11:50. I literally felt like I blinked, and then the lights was on. And it was just a whole bunch of banging, and some yelling to wake up, which is actually like, it was gonna be calmer compared to the actual basic training in a few weeks. But it was some banging and some yelling. Told us to wake up, everybody like hop out the bunk or whatever. It was like a few people who was like still like kind of like asleep or whatever. Drill sergeant came back and was like, wake up, wake up, like banging on it. Yeah, everybody's up. They just turned on the light, and then they like pretty much told us like, you have this amount of time to get ready and like brush your teeth and everything, and then they left. So they left out like the little bay area that was in. We started getting ready, bro. Yeah, like I said, like 3 a.m. and we start our like getting issued more stuff and like the whole reception process at like 4:30 or whatever that morning. So, and that's just the start of the torture of reception. I make a whole video on that. Like, reception is just, every day is like that. Getting up super early, sitting, waiting, getting issued stuff, signing paperwork, and basically like getting ready to go to actual basic training. That's the whole first day right there. It's a whole lot of moving parts. It's confusing. It's tiring. It's actually, I won't even say tiring. It's like exhausting. You just get up, they tell you where to go, and you just do it. It's gonna be a whole first day at basic technically, and then I'll make another one on the first day of like actual basic, because you do that first day is reception. Do that for 2 weeks, and then you go to actual basic training, which is gonna be a different unit with your drill sergeant that you're gonna train with for the next few weeks, and that's gonna be another video. But this is your first day, like literally from civilian to being on the base of basic training. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you liked, also if you liked, subscribe. It just makes sense. But yeah, my life, y'all.